So David, I want to thank you for coming up. He's going to be talking about veterans in the NFT space. And, we don't want to thank our veterans, but we want them to do, service again for us. So, David, mic's all yours, my friend.
Appreciate you. All right, I think they're going to queue up the slide, I believe. Well, that comes up. My name is David Pineda. I'm the founder of Veterans Network Champions Club. Some of the things that we do are pretty interesting. You'll see, obviously, the name here kind of stands out a little bit, and it's for a reason. The title of this speech, pretty much that I'm talking about, is Don't Thank Us for Our Service, Let Us Be of Service Again. And the rationale behind that going to the fact that when we're looking at this statement, as well as it might be, is very past tense. We're still here, we still have utility, we still have the ability to serve and do, and not just have our best days behind us. Obviously, we know what's going on here, so this will be the what, right? We're in a bear market, things are going pretty crazy, so obviously we wish things were better. When things get rough, you call Chuck Norris, right? Fun fact, Chuck Norris is also an Air Force veteran, so add that to your list of fun fact of Chuck Norris, fun facts there. With that being said and done, who am I and what am I talking about this? One of the things I want to really emphasize here is the mental health component when it comes to anything. NFTs as a whole, we're talking about tribalism, we're talking about inclusion. I literally am a New Yorker, born and raised in Brooklyn, went to high school a few blocks up from here. The fact that today I get to stand here versus walking by is amazing in and of itself. A year ago, I sat back there and saw people talking, and today I'm here able to do something and talk about our demographic, our community. I joined the service when I was 17. From there, I went on to serve in the Federal Air Marshal Service. Despite the fact that I may look not too old, the fact of the matter is I had to retire from federal law enforcement medically, and I'm disabled from the military as well. You'll see at the bottom my service dog who couldn't make it to this trip here today, and you'll see that transition there's one key aspect that some may see. You may see a uniform, you may see this, but if you notice the first picture to the far left, there was a smile. And as it goes down, that face changed over time. I was a first responder, September 11, Iraq, deployments, and you smile and you go through the motions, you put on a facade, but the fact of the matter is things get harder and the smile doesn't shine as much. I don't recognize who that person is to the top left because the person to the bottom right needs some help to get things done, but the fact of the matter is we're here. In 2017, I went to the Marine Corps University, and my master's thesis there was blockchain, beyond the Bitcoin, security implications of the blockchain. I say that to say I've been in crypto since 2017, NFT since early last year, so I look at things very differently. That's who I am, that's some context as to why we're having this conversation. That being said and done, why are we having this conversation? Why did I make a point to put my name in the hat to come here, right? Aside of the cool badge and the free food. It's the fact that to the far left, we all recognize where we're at. And regardless of your political affiliation or where you may come from, or what country you may come from, men and women stood up to serve and do something that others just chose not to do. But sadly, that transition goes into our fallen angels, our forgotten, those folks that we don't think about, right? That disabled veteran that maybe you see somewhere, that person that you may know as your uncle, your brother, your sister, your father, or a friend. The fact of the matter is that if we're talking tribe in NFT space in Web3, a tribe is inclusive. A tribe starts with the fact that you have young sentries that have the ability to do everything. But as you get older, you become an elder. You become a sage. So when I say don't thank us for our service, let us be of service again, what I'm saying is that we have the resiliency to tell a story. Because as mental health now becomes the marquee of many conversations, the reality is that we understand max pain. We understand letdown. 90% corrections mean nothing when we consider the fact that people have lost lives and lost friends. As a disabled veteran, as a man, I may not have the ability to do things I used to do. The fact that maybe as a man, even though I'm not that far in age, maybe my hands can't grab things like they used to. Balance is no longer there. I'm not as agile or as quick as I used to be, and that's the story for many veterans. So it's not about a thing of saying, hey, my best days are behind me, because here's a fun fact, a sad fact. Suicidal ideations is not just a byproduct of depression. Many people are depressed. But when I was in that world, again, air marshal, military deployments, and at some points, suicidal, it was detachment. It was that thought that maybe you may have heard if you've ever lost a loved one that has said something to the effect of, if I wasn't here, would they care? Would anybody matter or notice if I wasn't? And that's really a conversation of detachment. Because in my best days, I used to live and I ran and I did things because I was part of a group, I was part of something bigger than myself. And then I left the service, we left the service, and then what? A handshake, some benefits. There's more utility. We can do more. And being able to be part of a connective society, of a tribe again, we have the ability to rekindle something. If you've ever heard anyone say, you know what, I had a plan to do something, but if it wasn't for Bill or Jim or Janice calling me, I would not have been here. Because someone reached out and noticed. This is not exclusive to the veteran plight. This is to say that if I can say as a veteran, a combat veteran, a federal law enforcement officer, that regardless of all of that, I'm still here, and trauma is trauma is trauma. So if you are a spouse or a victim of any trauma and you never serve, it does not matter. Because if I can, you can, and if you can, so can I. So really the focus here moving forward is, how do we do this? The end state is to get to a place of serving, of belonging, of being again. Many of us start to the far left, pre-service, unknown. We didn't know what was gonna happen, right? Even if you didn't serve, this might be true. But the fact is, we had goals that may have been undefined. We had tasks that we wanted to do, that we wanted to accomplish. We went into service and we knew what we were doing. We belonged to a thing. Things were going great, and in the blink of an eye, you're not 20 anymore, you're 40, you're 50, you're 70, or you're sidelined. And now what? You're back again in that same post-service, post-life. Your career is over, right? No more IBM, no more whatever. Bear Stearns, whatever the case may be, gone, done. What are the goals? What are the tasks? How do we get back to a place of belonging and serving? We do so by including our people. So the conversation here really all goes down to the fact that being part of a tribe, being able to create, we have many people, where my vans go, many veterans out there doing things, but really making a point to say, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to being a tribe, we have literally subject matter experts in our community, but we're not necessarily highlighting them. I don't have an NFT to sell you. My corporation, my company, Veterans Network Club, that's where you can find me. And you can see on all social medias, my handle is VeteranDP. If you go to my Twitter, you'll see that one of the things my team put together was a statement that I put, seeing my name on the marquee on Times Square. And I basically said, take a chance, lean into the unknown, put yourself out there, because you never know where you may end up once you look up. And the reality is that I shouldn't be here. Better men and better women should be here. Sergeant First Class McCoy, Captain Romligan, Sergeant Clement, and many, many others are not here. And the fact is, they're smarter, they were better than I could ever dream to be. But if I'm here, I'll be damned if I don't stand up and speak for those that can speak. Regardless of if you served or not, the fact of the matter is we have a duty to push forward, to inspire. Because many folks today who are doing things, it's a bear market, it hurts and all that. Some people are contemplating stuff. We've heard the numbers. Some people have gone suicidal because they've never experienced max pain. Those of us that have a duty and obligation to lend an arm to be able to reach out and say, hey, I'm with you. I'm honoring your journey, but we can do this together. I'm not rushing you. I'm not giving you platitudes. I'm just saying I was able to do this, and so can you. So this is basically the point I wanted to say. Don't just thank us for our service, but let us be of service again, because you'd be surprised what we can bring to the conversation if you just give us a chance and look beyond the exterior. Because if we can, you can. We're no better. We just have seen life in different obstacles, and we could do it now. Veteran DP on social media, my company, veteransnetwork.club. We've served veterans for many, many years, so that's where I speak from and do. I appreciate you all for your time. I appreciate being able to be here. Thank you to NFT.NYC and Jody for this opportunity.
You have a software last one, Larry. friend.